up, y'all? It's your girl, the Vibe Priestess, tapping back in with y'all with more messages from Spirit. Just a little tarot wisdom with the Vibe Priestess. You already know what time it is. We're going to go ahead and clear the space and clear the energy. So to the Most High, the Creator of all, God, Spirit, Universe, angels, ancestors, Spirit guides, the divine white light, thank you so much for clearing this space in this energy and protecting us from any low vibrational demons, deities, evil eye, hexes, hoodoo, voodoo, black magic, curses. Any of those things no longer have any power in this space. Hey, King Willie, what's going on? Thank you so much for tapping into the live, okay? Yes, we are here today tapping in, talking about dating etiquette and red flags, okay? I kind of wanted to touch on this topic because I think that we have like this big misunderstanding about each other when it comes to women, when it comes to men, how we look at each other, and we decide like, oh my gosh, like, you know, this, like, I don't know, I think we just have this negative connotation of each other, right? When it comes, and we have these expectations, right? Just like as women, right? We expect certain things from men, and men expect certain things from us. And I feel like there's a confusion in this regard, right? We don't have enough conversation to really make it make sense, okay? Because a lot of times we'll open ourselves up to the dating realm and we might entertain people and then we just kind of jump head first, right? Are we even asking the right questions, right? Are we even paying attention? Are we just enjoying the moment? Are we really taking things seriously when we come into interactions with other people, right? Because I feel like my thing is, I always question motive, right? I always want to understand, well, what made you be attracted to me? Like, what made you want to come over and talk to me? You know, what was the desired outcome when you realized, like, that you wanted to come and talk to me? Like, that's where my mind is at a lot of times in the dating realm. Like, I want to know, well, what is it that you see in me? Like, why do you want to date me? Why are you, approaching me? Hey, Kuzabi06, thank you so much for joining the live, love. But yeah, it's like, why? What's the intention behind when you approach someone, right? That's really what I really want to know, because a lot of times that is going to make the difference on whether I decide on whether I like you or not, whether I decide if I want to holler or reciprocate the interest, okay? It's because, like, you came over to me and you wanted to talk to me, okay, but like, did you see me like, ooh, damn, that's wifey right there? Like, did you see me and was like, ooh, she looked like a good time, okay? Like, what was the energy behind what made you feel like you wanted to holler at me? Hey, Relove129, hey, baby, welcome to the live, girl. Yes, it's like, when we're pursuing or we're open, to dating, and when we're looking into people that want to pursue us, right? We care about the intention. We care about, well, why did you find me interesting in the first place? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want no shallow connections. I don't want something that you're just coming in because, oh, I make you look good. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, a lot of us, especially women, right? I've realized, right, how you can date a certain man and it will bring your value down. I'm not even going to hold you. Dealing with certain people will bring the value down. And not to say like you're still a valuable person. Don't get me wrong. But I'm saying, like, from a judgmental aspect of how people will view you, right? Because let's use somebody on a grand scale, right? Let's take Vivica Fox, right? Let's use her as an example, because Vivica Fox has always been, a woman that we've had high regard for. She's, a movie star. She's been in really classic, movies and things like that. She, deemed as a great black actor and things like that, right? But then it's like, soon as she started dating fucking 50 Cent, okay? When she started dating 50 Cent brung her value down, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. Because 50 Cent did not value her. Okay, she was dealing with a man that did not value her, so therefore it brought her value down in the grand scheme of things. It's like now that when I see Vivica Fox, and it's unfortunate because sometimes it's subliminal, right? But when I see Vivica Fox, I don't hold her to the same regard as I used to after she dated 50 Cent. And then 50 Cent put her out there and was like, yeah, she be eating my ass and whatever type of deal that went on with the Vivica Fox shit, right? But here, this is an example. Hey, Barthala Miso Typical 2020. Bartholomew. Oh, it's Bartholomew's Optical 2020. Y'all and these names on here, boy. But what's up? Welcome to the live, love. But yeah, so it's like, here's the thing, and I can say that it's probably the same thing for a man too. Like, if you're dating a woman that does not value you, you're dating a woman that only sees you for a certain level of, like they don't value you, right? You're being used, degraded, disrespected, unappreciated, things like that, right? You're going to be looked at, right? And you're not going to be valued. Hey, Blessed Accession, thank you so much for joining the live, love. So yeah, so that's a perfect example, like you said, Relove 129, right? It's better, what she said, it's better be love at first sight in marriage, right? That was a good example. Yes, girl, because that's what I'm saying. It's like I noticed that a lot, right, in the celebrity world. Like we'll hold these certain people on a pedestal, and then they'll start dating somebody that just take them down a few notches. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like when Nia Long, cause like Cameron was trying to like send like little shots to Nia Long and stuff like that, and I was like, Nia, please don't do it. Don't do it, Nia. Okay? Nia is a motherfucker. She's she's, like I said, she's one of those people that we look at. She's, she has this high value. Nia Long, like, there still hasn't really been too many people that have come. Like, I still see her in a good place. You see what I'm saying? But that's what I mean. These men, right, that don't value you and who you are and what you bring to the table, right? We'll sit here and lower our value to go fuck with these niggas. Okay, to go deal with these men that don't hold any appreciation over you, and then that's exactly what it does. It lowers your value. You know what I'm saying? It lowers the value of who you are, and how it looks to on the outside looking in. They getting older and want a trauma partner. Big facts. Yes, people just want somebody to be traumatic with them. Exactly, because then that's like they can channel that negative energy, and you guys can be the source to each other's demon, feeding each other's demons and things like that, right? But when it's like you want something more, you want something in alignment with the Most High, you want your divine counterpart, you want somebody that you can pass on lineage and build legacy and pass on generational wealth and pass on that love and healthy example of what a relationship should be and pass that down to your kids, right? Then that's why the dating etiquette and the red flag should be at the forefront when you're out here socializing, mingling, trying to get to know people and things like that, right? You need to take this into consideration because these people will lower your value, okay? Like I literally have been a great example, okay? I can tell you through experience that I have looked past because I was in a place of not wanting to place judgment because I've been through hard times. I've been through trials and tribulations. I'm not judging people based on their circumstances, okay? I'm judging people based on who they present themselves to be, okay? So if I open myself up to date you, not thinking like, okay, you're not in a place that I know that I need for you to be, but because like I can see the greatness in you, I can see the good in who you are, like it's cool. Like we can work. We can come together as a team, right? And help build each other up. Like that was kind of like my mindset at one point, right? Where like I wanted to see me and my partner work together to build something together. Like I thought that there's beauty in that, right? But what will happen is if a lot of these people, they don't even see the value in themselves. So then here you are, right? lowering your value to see the value in them when they don't even see the value in themselves, right? And then boom, then they flip it on you somehow because they want to bring your value down. So because it's like they don't even feel like, because they don't know their own self-worth and they don't value themselves, right? They look at it more like, okay, let me break her value down. Let me break her down a few notches so she can never feel like she can go replace me, okay? Because I want her to feel like she doesn't know her worth and her value, to know that I'm not even on her level. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even on her level, but she is like bringing her expectations, right? Lowering her expectations to be with me, right? It's like people who don't love and appreciate themselves, this is the kind of mindset that they'll have, and they'll somehow try to flip it on you and make you feel like less than because you just wanted to see the goodness in them, right? That's why we're not doing that shit no more. Okay? Now, we want to see the good in everybody. I'm not saying don't see the good in people, but I'm saying don't lower your expectations. Don't lower what you know that you desire and you deserve to see something in somebody that they can't see in themselves, okay? Because then that's what they do, is the bait and switch, and the next thing you know, they're gonna be breaking your self-worth down, breaking you down, telling you why you ain't shit, telling you why you're a whore and why you just can't, keep a man or whatever. They're gonna try to find all these things to try to break you down, right? And try to make you feel like you don't even deserve them, right? In reality, you actually deserve something way more, okay? So this is why the dating etiquette and the red flags are significant, because if we can't pick it up from the beginning, it's already too late. Once they done got you reeled in and got you hooked, or they've basically gained your trust in a sense, okay? And so it's like once they already got you in this energetic reciprocal back and forth thing, right? That is when it's already too late, right? Now you're having to do the work to detach from this person. Like, we need to have an understanding before we have these attachments. We need to understand before we make an agreement with somebody to allow our energy to even interfere with each other to that level. You see what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of work that goes into detachment. So it's like, why do I want to even allow myself to attach to somebody who has yet to prove that they are worthy of my time, worthy of my energy, worthy of what I know that I'm going to pour into them, because that's just who I am as a person, right? I'm going to love real. I'm going to love authentically, genuinely. I'm going to love with no ill intent involved. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, if I'm not going to get that back, right? It's like I have to be able to see the signs to be able to indicate that this is person who's capable of loving like I can love. This person is not even capable of loving the way that I love. So why am I even going to continue to entertain this foolishness? Okay. So it's like, to me, dating etiquette is like when you first get with somebody. Hey, Baddie B, thank you so much for joining the live, love. Yeah, it's like, I feel like transparency is the number one thing that we need to have in the dating etiquette realm, right? When we meet somebody and it's like, okay, you're trying to pursue me. What is your intention? Like, why do you even want to pursue me? Is it because I just look good? Like, what is it, right? When you can see, if it's very shallow in their approach and they don't have any depth in their, in their conversation and things like that, that's already a red flag, because it's like, you ain't even talking about shit. I know you know what I'm saying? It's like, you're not telling me anything about what you recognized in me that made you even come over here, that lets me know that you're just being shallow. You may just be trying to see, right? Because a lot of people will do this too. It's an ego pride thing where people will approach you just to see if you're gonna bite, right? It's like they're going to just see if, If I liked her, would she deal with me? And it's more like a pride thing that feeds their ego. And it's, you know, especially as a woman, right? This has happened to me a lot of times where somebody might approach me and they'll, you know, come and talk to me and ask me for my information and everything like that. And we do like an exchange, and I won't ever hear from that person. They don't even call, nothing, right? So that's why it's like, even now, right, I don't even just give my information out. I don't just because you come and be like, oh, baby, what's your yeah, let me call you. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, okay? Like, I'm not just giving you my phone number because you come up and talk to me and ask. Like, that's what I notice a lot. Is like, it's a lot of people just walk up to you, oh, baby, let me call you. No, bitch. If you can't sit here and have a motherfucking conversation with me right here face to face and you ain't talking about shit, bitch, why do you think that I want to talk on the phone with you? Like, why do you think that I want to text with you? Why do you think that I want to have a conversation beyond this point when you didn't even, baby, that conversation was not impressive, my nigga. I'm sorry. So it's like, it's just like, it gets to that point where it's like, you can see clearly when people and how they approach you and how they just want to small talk and they ain't talking about shit for real. That's not somebody that's really interested. That's not somebody that really trying to build with you. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, we also want to be transparent, right? We want to be transparent about who are we, or how many people are we dating. Not like we have to say, oh, I'm dating like 3, 4 to 5 people, but it's like, be honest that, hey, I'm single, so I am definitely entertaining a few folks. Like, there's one person in particular, right, that I'm giving the majority of my time to at this moment, but you know, we're not in a committed relationship, you know, and we haven't decided that we're going to date exclusively yet. You know, I'm still open. You know, I'm really trying to find the perfect one. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, how can you find the perfect one if you always putting your eggs in that one basket, right? So it's like, the key is the transparency, to be open to say, yes, you know, I'm in this dating phase. I'm getting to know people, you know what I'm saying? And like, you know, I'm open because I would like, you know, my goal is to have, you know, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, whatever that is for you, you know, but just the transparency, right? So we can all be able to see like, hey, if you're better fit for that one than for me, go be with them because I want my perfect match. And that's the problem. A lot of people is coupled up and booed up and they not even coupled up with the right motherfuckers, right? They're trauma bonding. They got these karmic ties with people, and that's not even your person. That's not even who you're supposed to be with, right? But because people don't know how to find the proper closure and they don't know how to heal, right? They decide to trauma bond with people, right? And then you're stuck with somebody that wasn't even meant to be for you in that sense, okay? Also, too, we want to be transparent about our intentions and expected outcome, right? Of getting to know somebody. Like, can we be clear? You know, like a lot of people already know that they don't want no relationship or not. They already know, like, nah, I'm just out here having a good time. Some people already know, like, okay, I'm 38. I'm ready to settle fuck down. Like, I'm ready for a long-term situation. Like, being in a space where people already know what it is that they desire and what they want really helps us, right? Because if we meet somebody and they're not in alignment with what we desire in our connection and our relationship, then those people are probably not going to, it's like if we have that understanding, we both know what it is that we desire and we're having that conversation, at least we're able to see that, okay, we want 2 different things. We're not even on the same page, but you know what? I fuck with your energy. Let's be tight. Like, you the homie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, then it's like you learn how to prioritize and place people where they belong. Like, if I ain't feeling like we don't even have a lot of the same goals or ambitions. You know what I'm saying? And we don't see relationships the same or anything like that. Like, if we can't have that understanding where we don't even have the same goals when it comes to relationships, then why am I going to sit here and try to entertain something with you when we're not even on the same page in that area, right? So it's like, now I can just say, you know what, but I really fuck with your vibe. Like, we really got this chemistry. You could be a good friend. You know what I'm saying? It's being able to place people in the right positions by understanding who you're dealing with. So if you have complete transparency when you're trying to communicate with people to understand their intentions, right? Hey, Mississippi, welcome to the live. Yeah, it's like you want to be able to discuss your intentions. What is the expected outcome? Okay. What are your goals and ambitions? And if they align with what I desire when it comes to a relationship, right? If you want to be in a relationship, then how you going to get with somebody who like don't want no kids and you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just simple shit like that where it's like motherfuckers just jump head first into a dynamic and allow the energy and the feelings to take the lead and haven't even logically had that conversation to see, are we even on the same page? That's how motherfuckers be ending up and they in situationships. And they just look up and they just got a baby daddy all of a sudden. There never was your motherfucking man. You know what I'm saying? Now you got a fucking baby daddy that don't even want your ass. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't have honest communication, and because there's too many people out here with the red flags, lying, not really being honest about what they really desire, just trying to get whatever their outcome is, trying to get their needs met, not being honest, right? So red flags you got to pay attention to during the dating realm. You got to be able to see that the people that you're dealing with are authentic and genuine and trustworthy, okay? Because that's how a lot of times people be ended up in these situations, right? They done got date raped, right? They done be in a situation where motherfuckers blacked out. They don't even remember what the fuck happened. They somewhere where they ain't supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Because you just out here letting somebody come and charm you. And charm ain't always what you want. You know what I'm saying? Because people know how to charm you. That's a very low vibrational, lustful energy, right? When it's like a finesse energy, right? A motherfucker tell you everything you want to hear. You see what I'm saying? And yeah, that might in the moment might feel good to you, but if they don't have good intention with you, right? They telling you everything you want to hear, but behind the scene they plotting against you, right? Then that's not good for you. So you got to be able to see through the motherfuckers woo, doing all that fucking talking, running their motherfucking mouth, but they not talking about shit. You see what I'm saying? And so if your goals and ambitions are in alignment, right? And you know, if you're not being transparent, right, about the time and energy that you can even invest, right? Because a lot of times people want to deal with you when it's convenient for them, right? So it's like when you deal with somebody in the beginning and it's like, how much time do you even have to invest in a dynamic when it comes to relationships, right? How much time do you have to invest in this dynamic? Like, is you just, you know, I don't want to be somebody that's just, you know, anytime you're available, but when it comes to my time, you're not taking my time into consideration. And you find that a lot, right? People want to play around like with time, like somebody that can't be punctual, somebody that can't convey and communicate time sensitive situations to say, yeah, baby, I know I told you I was going to be there at 8:00. I'm on the way. Okay. You know, whatever. Being direct and consistent about the time that they invest in getting to know you, to spend time with you. People that don't pencil you out in a motherfucking agenda or their little black book, their scheduler, and they can't put you in there and say, yeah, I'm blocking you in. I'm blocking this time out for me and you. Okay? If people are not doing that, then that means that is not really what they want. You see what I'm saying? That's not really what they want. They want to pretend, right? And to put on this mask, right? As if this is what they really want. But the reality is that that's not their intention. So it's like you have to be wary and be careful, because charming, you know, people that have the gift of gab, you know, that's how a lot of these people are that are in the dating realm. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, they're serial daters too. Like people who are just out here to date, to just accumulate. And it's like I said, that's a form of energy siphoning. Like if you don't have no intention but to just jump from this one to that 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 one, like that's some shit you gotta work with within yourself, because that's a spiritual that's spiritual, right? Sex and everything is very spiritual. So it's like if you are promiscuous and you're just out here just spreading your you know, you're just out here dealing with multiple people with no intention, right? No intention. Like, you know that you have no intention in settling down. You know you have no intention in giving any type of love to this person, or you don't have no care and concern for this person despite the lower urges, you know, getting your rocks off and stuff like that. Then it's like, okay, what do you think that you're doing? You're feeding demons. You're feeding your demons. You know what I'm saying? You're feeding your incubus, succubus, you know, Jezebel spirits that are attached to you. That's what you're really doing. You know what I'm saying? So until you heal that, right? That's a lot of the problems that we'll see in the dating realm, because there's so many people out here living like that because of the hypersexuality that this culture breeds and teaches. You know, we teach our culture that that's like somehow cool, or that, especially with the black community and in the black community, for a black man who can just fuck around and have a whole bunch of bitches, like, that's a level of like, oh, put me on a pedestal. You know, you feel like you're accomplished, right? In our community. But the reality is it's just conditioning and programming that is really set against our community, right? To trap us in these low vibrational toxic cycles where we don't break out of generational curses, because we continue to create them, because we continue to lay down and have babies with motherfuckers we don't like, that we hate, and we just and continue to perpetuate the same cycle, continuously perpetuating the same generational curses, and it's just a cycle, right? So this is being brought up because this is another level where if we paid attention to this from the beginning, right, we might be able to save ourselves from the long-term life of trouble that we create in our lives when we decide that we're just going to have fun and be willy-nilly with the people in the dating realm when we're out at the club, or we're out, you know, doing this, doing that, and we just trying to have a good time, right? And, you know, that's when these little... right? They come and they try to attach to you. Hey, Fourth Ward, KD, thank you so much for joining the live, love. But yeah, so red flags, right? So red flags to me are like very lustful energy, right? Aggressive energy as well. Like when I'm just first meeting you, you coming up to me with a lustful energy, being overly aggressive, like that shit is cute. For a mature woman who is looking for a man that embodies a connection with God, right, and really knows how to be a provider, a protector, that knows how to raise a family, you know, that really has grounded in morals and integrity and principles, foundation, things like that. Those type of men are not going to be coming and approaching you in that type of energy. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you have to decide, well, okay, if I just want to have a good time, maybe all this shit doesn't matter, okay? Even though it still does. Because even though you want to still have a good time, you don't want to be getting attached to the wrong low vibrational energies, right? So it's like you need to pay attention to these things, right? Because it's like if you're trying to avoid these low vibrational type of connections, then these things are going to be important, right? But y'all, that was pretty much it. I'm not going to harp on this for too long. I literally just wanted to see if there was going to be anybody that may had some, you know, some ideas as far as like red flags and things like that they've experienced, okay, in the dating realm and things like that. But I didn't really get a whole bunch of people on the live today to really go back and forth or whatever. But I'm gonna do that one time where I'm gonna maybe post the content to let people know that I'm gonna open up the live so we can have like a conversation type deal. Hey, Blue Bodega, thank you so much for joining the live, love. But yeah, y'all, so that's really important though. You know, at the end of the day, when you're looking for somebody that's genuine, authentic, that's really mature, that's really looking to have a long-lasting connection, then these things are what you want to pay attention to. You don't want to just let people go be lustful and have this aggressive energy that hasn't stated their intentions. If you don't know what somebody's intentions are, if their time and their energy that they're investing is really like they're not consistent, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have goals in alignment with that person, like, let's just keep it real. Where do you think that situation is going to go if you don't have those types of dynamics? You see what I'm saying? They're not going to really go anywhere. So it's like you, it's just being intentional, you know, with anything, right? But, you know, I'll pull a few cards, y'all. I feel like actually, right, I set the tone of the energy of this reading. And what we pulled out was the Six of Swords, the King of the Six of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Three of Cups, okay? So I'm getting some celebratory energy around you having this newfound level of like self-love, right? This passion that you have about yourself has made you victorious, right? Victorious over, right? We're talking about these people that have been, these people may have perpetuated these low vibrational waves onto you, right? Whether it be old friends, old relationships, things like that. But because you're standing in your power and your throne, right? Those, it's just like you're feeling very victorious. And when we say victorious, it's like you feeling like you've overcome some challenges. Like a lot of times, right? Challenges that come along with the King of Wands is like, yes, you overcame the lack of self-worth, self-confidence, things like that. Now you're exuding that, right? And that has left you victorious over, you know, these people that has been coming trying to offer you love, right? This is like messages of love, okay? But as you can see, this like, I really get trauma, like people that try to come and they want to love bomb you or try to talk about messages of love, right? But this is somebody who don't look happy, right? So what I'm seeing is that, yes, people want to offer you cups of love, but they haven't dealt with the love, like the self-love part of themselves. How you gonna come offer me a cup of love? You ain't even offered yourself. Like, you're trying to come and pour into me and you trying to offer love, but you don't even know how to love you, okay? So that's what's gonna happen. It's like you're gonna be like, oh, you know, you want to take the cup of love that they're trying to give you, and then next thing you know, right, their cup is empty. They don't even have no love to pour into you. It was like it was a scheme. It was a scam to try to be like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, people will give you shit to just say like, well, I gave you this, so they can feel like you owe them something. Right? So now it's like, I gave you this empty cup. Now you need to give me something back. Right? No, it don't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Baby, you're the Empress. Okay? And this is why they do that. Because it's like you have this endless source, right? Of creation energy, right? This is your fertile energy, right? You manifest, you can literally create something out of nothing. So it's like, here comes this person coming trying to offer you an empty cup, okay? Because they see you, they be like, well, where'd you get your cup? Like, you just created that out of thin air. They trying to understand where do you find your love from? Where do you find your self-love from, right? Nobody else gave it to you. Right? You created it. So that's what it's like. People think that the only way that they can love themselves is if other people love them too. But it's like, I love me despite if any of you motherfuckers love me or not. I don't give a fuck. Okay? I'm going to love me because I know God loves me. I love God. God flows through me, right? So it's like, I'm not looking for validation, right? Through other folks to make me feel loved. Okay, I'm the motherfucking Empress, right? That's your energy. You're the Empress energy. You have a overflowing cup, baby, because your love comes from the source, baby. Your love comes from the source, okay? And when these Knight of Wands, right? These Knight of Wands come and this, like I said, we don't entertain the flighty energy. We don't entertain anything that's not consistent, right? If you got people trying to come and approach you as the Empress, right? But you're a knight, baby. I need the Emperor. You're not even a king, honey. You're not ready for me, okay? These motherfuckers don't even be ready for the type of person that you are. And like I said, this is a non-gender specific. So it's like, flip the roles. If this resonates with you and you're a man, then you're an emperor, right? You're an emperor, right? But these knights, which would be like a princess, right? In other decks, right? they're still not ready for you, right? They need to elevate and get on this status of king status, emperor status, empress status. You see what I'm saying? Where they've evolved, they've matured, they've been through things, and they realize, right, that their source is coming from an unlimited source, right? They're not looking to drain this one, drain that one, go, you know what I'm saying, with the Knight of Cups, right? We're not going here and there forgetting people to fill our cups, so that way we can feel like, oh, we're not being fulfilled, right? We're only filled through the siphoning of other people's energy. No, we don't need to do that, baby. Okay? We transform. No matter what, right? No matter what obstacles or challenges happen, right? This is a level of like evolution, right? When you evolve, because you realize that, yes, in order for me to avoid these flighty, inconsistent energies that come in trying to offer me shit that they don't even have for themselves, right? It's like you get into this space where you transform. You're like, okay, don't worry about it, I'm gonna disappear, right? And you just get on out the way and you evolve, you just level up, right? You get into a space where it's like you're going away, you're going against the grain when it comes to people trying to come and infiltrate your energy, right? You're not entertaining those things anymore. But it also, like, because you've experienced so many of these types of situations, this helped you become this transformative person, this energy that allows you to see, right, exactly where you've come from and who you are now. So it's like now people cannot play in your face, because it's like you can see it from both sides now, right? You can see it from both sides, right? You can look and see the blessing in disguise. You can see when people are not. You can see when something is a blessing in disguise, and you can also see when people are just, you know when to be over it. You know when to let things go, right? And sometimes the letting go is the blessing in disguise, okay? Sometimes that transformation, that energy of saying, you know what, I'm letting go, I'm releasing, I'm surrendering. All of that energy is what really, you know what I'm saying, really helps you let it go and move on and evolve and remain in this victorious energy, okay? Remain in your royal energy, your empress energy, okay? The fact that you have all of this victorious, celebratory empress energy out here too, this means this is something for you to celebrate, right? This is you being prideful about this. This is you not coming off your high horse for nobody, okay? Because this is about you finding the love within you, loving yourself, right? It was like before, you was always like trying to like feel this love through relationships and other people and things like that. But now you realize that, baby, I don't need y'all love to feel this love. This love that I feel is from the unlimited source, right? But it's like, it's easy to just find fulfillment into others. You see what I'm saying? But with you being the magician, okay, this is about you not needing anybody, because you have all the tools. You have everything that you need, all the elements and things like that, okay? The magician is a very charismatic person that is like a people person, right? You know how to communicate. You have the gift of gab. You know how to, you know what I'm saying, like paint. You know how to, what do they call it? Paint a pretty picture, right? But it ain't just like you doing it in a level of deception, right? No, you actually paint a pretty picture, and the picture is actually pretty, right? In the end, it's not like somebody just trying to woo you, right? You know how to use your magic for good. You know how to use your magic for you, right? And you're like, people are starting to see this as well about you, okay? But it's also something that maybe people do not like, because it's like when people are competitive, like in a competitive energy, they feel like, you know, you owe them something, or they feel like life is too easy, or it's not fair. Like, how do you know, whatever. This is the type of energy with the 7 of Wands, right? Where it's just conflict. People trying to come against you for whatever reason, baby. But you're the magician. So whether that's black magic, whether it's any type of spiritual attacks that they have towards you, baby, you see her. She's like over here fighting like, baby, you can't do nothing with me, baby. Hey, Curtis Caliber, thank you so much for joining the live, right? But this is all about you overcoming challenges and obstacles that people try to place in front of you as if you're not the fucking magician. Like you don't run shit. Like you don't know exactly how to handle business, okay? This is you that know, you're like, you have the ability to create whatever it is that you want. And where most people think that, oh, you have to get the say-so from the next person, or you have to have validation through other people, right? But this is showing that you don't need no fucking validation, right? Because who you are is who you are. It's embedded in you, God-given, okay? You went through this transformative Phoenix rising energy, okay? And all of the challenges, all of the people that try to hold you back, try to hold you down, baby, you overcame all of that shit. And now, baby, you realize, right? Because you've always been the magician, you always been the empress, always been a creator, always been able to create something out of nothing, always been resilient, okay? But it took for you to go through this latest transformative period for you to actually start to recognize yourself as the fucking magician. You see what I'm saying? As the emperor. Because it was like you was always playing humble. You was always trying to cater to what everybody else thought. You ain't want to make people feel uncomfortable and shit like that. But baby, we making motherfuckers feel uncomfortable at this point, right? We're moving with like we're going on this new journey on the pursuit for emotional fulfillment, to be happy, to be at peace, right? We're not allowing people and their projections of us to stop our peace, our zen. You see what I'm saying? We're not doing none of that, okay? And with the Knight of Pentacles, yeah, that's us on the journey, right? To the bag, to the pinnacle, or this is just you, right? You starting to move forward with this newfound principle, this newfound, you know what I'm saying, values and things like that. Now that you shifted, it's helping you, right? Establish your coin, okay? And it's also helping you establish these beautiful blessings in disguise that are coming in from the Most High, okay? And it's stirring up this new passion, right? This new creative like drive, right? It's like pushing you to be more driven, right? And also, you know how to have this level of gratitude in this space where you're like, baby, I know who the fuck I am. I know who I am, and I know what the Most High has for me. So I'm not sweating the small stuff, okay? This is you sitting pretty. Sitting pretty. Sitting pretty. Pretty. You sitting pretty, baby. You're not worried about nothing, because you already know God about to fill them cups up, baby. It's about to be pouring down, okay? Blessings are about to be pouring down, okay? Because with the Hierophant, baby, this is all about you being a leader, right? Being somebody that has some life lessons to share, and it's also like the spiritual aspect, okay? The Hierophant is about you being a leader, okay? This is about you overcoming the mental constructs, okay, of propaganda, the mental constructs of the conditioning of, you know, things like that. You have overcome this, right? You have a wand. See how she has the wand too, okay? So she uses this wisdom and this knowledge to her benefit, okay, to create her realm of existence around her. And with the Queen of Wands, it's all about that same energy, right? That creative, passionate energy, right? But also very, I know who I am. Very am I on my throne. Very much knowing about the occult and, you know, the spiritual aspects and things like that. Beautiful, right? So this just what it's saying is that, baby, you are in advance, okay, and you're continuing to advance, okay? You are steadily in your magician energy, okay? Because it's like you know who you are now. You've transformed. You came from levels where you had to become victorious, meaning you had obstacles you had to, you know what I'm saying, elevate from, to let you know exactly who the fuck you were. Because before, you may have been questioning, right, who you were. You may have not as been as confident, or you allowed other people to get in the way of your confidence, okay? But this is now you being celebration to who you are, whether you just discovered it or you've always known, okay? And now you're just, because when we when we transform, it's like we elevate. So it's like you're evolving. Okay, so it's like you always been a real one. Okay, but it's like you're shedding layers, you're shedding the skin, and you're becoming, larger than life, bigger than, what I'm saying, because you are the Hierophant. Like you're somebody that needs to be in the forefront because you have lived a lot of life and you have a lot of lessons to put out there, right? So people can learn from where you've come from, right? You're putting a lot of things out there to try to help people to avoid the shit that you had to fucking go through, okay? Hey, Dystopian Warlord in Evans Pascal 36. Thank you so much for joining the live, love. But yeah, justice will always be served, baby, because you've always been doing the hard work. You've gone through the obstacles. You've worked on self. You didn't allow the challenges and obstacles that people may have placed in front of you or just life may have placed in front of you. You didn't allow that to stop you, okay? And justice is working in your favor, and what's for you, right, will never miss you, okay? When justice is working in your favor, okay, that's because you've been sowing those good seeds and you've been making sure that you've been leading by example, okay? So justice is definitely going to play in your favor, okay? Period. And the world is yours. This is about you living in a space where you've accomplished a lot, okay? And now you're in your bubble because it's like when you overcome a lot of obstacles and challenges, right, and you're able to see things for what they are, it really puts you in this place where you kind of just want to be isolated, right? You start to see everything and everybody, and you start to be like, hold on, like, yeah, this is not for me, okay? So it's like, this is you being in your bubble, right? This is you reevaluating the world, right? This is like breaking out the matrix and things like that, being able to be like, hold on, like, I have a whole new perspective, right? It's a whole new world. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a place where you're like, oh my God, like, I see things so different that the world is different. Everything is different at this point, right? The devil is about releasing the old ways, right? The things that were holding you back, the old constructs, the old mental programming, right? The mental chains, the habits, okay? Things like that. You releasing that, right? And Seven of Swords, right? Because these people could have been the same devil that you were trying to detach from could have very well been the people that were around you, right? So this is like a level of releasing people, places, and things that no longer serve you because these people, right, were getting away with stealing and whether it was spiritual, whether it was physical, mental, whatever it is, it could be intellectual property, okay? It could be energetic siphoning, okay? Or it could really been physically stealing from you, okay? But what I'm saying is that now that you have this newfound perception, you know who the fuck you are, you moving in silence, right? You transformed, okay? You're appreciating the blessings in disguise, even when it's people being removed, things being removed from your life. You're recognizing like this is God blessing me, even when it seems like something is being taken away from me. That's a blessing too. When you realize how God works, you'll stop looking at things and seeing them for like, oh, like, you know, you're losing something. Even when you're losing something, you're still winning, okay, when it comes to God. You see what I'm saying? So make sure you keep that in mind, right? Because a lot of times we won't always recognize or we do. Like a lot of times it'll be in our heart and our spirit that something ain't right for us, or we gotta eliminate or release something for us, but we don't do it, and then that's when God says, okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're gonna snatch that shit about your life. Because the lovers is all about the balance, right? We need the balance, okay? This is also about you being divinely protected and covered by your angels and things like that. So, of course, God gonna spin the block for you anytime something's not right, right? He's gonna spin the block because we gotta restore the balance, right? So it's like if the Most High is seeing that people in your life that's stealing from you that don't have, or let's say it's not people, let's say it's just you stealing from yourself because you're utilizing your lower urges and you're indulging in the negative attachments that hold you back, right? So when you're doing that, it doesn't allow you to progress and see your, you know, your abilities and who you really are and where you can really go, okay? And you block what God has for you. You block what God, it's like the things that make you the most happy, that make you the most passionate, that make you feel like, you know, a sense of wholeness and like I said, that balance, the divine feminine and divine masculine energy, that's a wholeness, right? That's that yin and yang energy. So when you hold that dear, when you have dearly held it closely, right? That's a level of peace that people, like a lot of people don't even know, right? You got people that have all this material wealth and all these other gains, right? But they're miserable, right? They don't even own their soul, right? So like that's what people don't realize. There's more benefit in you just being centered and whole and peaceful and joy than it is even out of getting all the material world of the world. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, the Six of Pentacles is that you're gifted, okay? You're a gifted person that has gifts to share, right? When you are somebody that has been through a lot, you've been through transformative life or transformative situations, overcome challenges after challenges and things like that, okay? Well, then that is when you need to share that. Like, we don't just come into a place where we just living life, right? Where we done been through all of this hell, been through all of these things, and that, or we have these spiritual gifts that we don't share, that we don't tell people like, oh, no, I've been through this, I've been through that. Like, I'm going to help you to avoid this problem. Let me tell you, don't go that way, because I went that way, even though people going to do what they want to do, right? But being able to hear your story is always going to be helpful. You see what I'm saying? So allow yourself to be a lesson for folks, you know, like by putting your story out there and things like that, because that is how you lay your burdens down, right? When you know that you've been through a lot, right? Sometimes we carry that shit with us and it's weighted on us, you know what I'm saying? But when we decide that, you know what, we're going to release this shit. Every time we release a truth, every time we release something that we've been through, it's like the weight gets lighter and lighter and lighter, okay? And then we shift that and we transmute it into something, because guaranteed every burden that you laid down, there was somebody that had carried that same fucking burden, okay? So when people are carrying those burdens and they're seeing you lay the burdens down, then they start to be like, well, damn, if they could lay that burden down, I can lay the burden down too, okay? It's like we got to learn how to forgive ourselves for the things that we did not know, right? We have to learn how to forgive ourselves for, you know, maybe we made the wrong decision back, you know, few things back, right? But it's like we can always get into a space where we can recover, where we can fix what we fucked up, and we can say, you know what, I'm moving different, moving forward, you know, I'm going to rewrite that wrong, okay? And that's what this is about. Like, you rewritten a lot of the wrongs, and it wasn't like wrong from the aspect that you made a conscious decision to be wrong, but a lot of times we're just moving through life, living life. We're just experiencing. We don't know until we know. Shit, we don't know till we fucking go through the experience, and life teaches us the lesson for us to know, for us to learn, right? So when we start getting into that space where we're allowing life to show us, okay, now I know now I know better, right? I'm gonna do better. If you knew better, you knew better, right? What did it say? If you knew better, you do better, right? So that's the type of energy that we need to have, is like, okay, I know better now. Now I need to do better. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, before, motherfuckers didn't know better. But see, you're a great example to show what better is, because you done been through the ringer. Now you're bringing this stability in your life, right? The Four of Wands is all about stability, foundation, okay? About equally yoked partnerships and things like that. So now that you was able to work through all of that toxicity, all of the bullshit, all of the negativity, the people that meant you no harm, or that meant you any harm, right? Then it's like now you're in this space of the Four of Wands where you can now usher in the healthy connections, right? You dealt with all of the trauma and the the heartache and all of the things. Like, you put that to the past. You healed it. You released it. Now, because you're not still operating from an unhealed place, right? Now you're manifesting the things that are operating from your healed space, right? So that's going to create more foundational situations, right? Long-term partnerships, right? That's going to create something positive and healthy for you now that you're operating from a healed space, okay? And yeah, this is what that is. This is like, okay, I've dealt with everything, right? My cups have been emptied. I'm going to go look, right, like, I'm going on a journey to fulfillment, because now I realize that I no longer need to sit here and dwell on the past. I don't need to dwell on the pain, dwell on the things that didn't work, everything like that, because that was only to show me what is for me. What's not. Like, when you go through shit when shit wasn't for you, it was to show you what is for you. Okay? So what is for you is a new journey that's going to give you fulfillment, right? That's going to be in alignment with exactly that you told the Most High that you desire within your life. And that's going to be different from everybody, but it ain't heartache. It ain't not being prioritized in relationships. It's not you always getting the shit in of the stick, right? Always being used and drained and manipulated of your life force energy. It's not that. It's not going to be that, right? It's going to be more emotional fulfillment. You're going to get people that they're going to be in a space that brings wholeness, right? That is what the Queen of Cups is about. That energy where it's like, okay, like, I know, I can feel that this is going to bring me fulfillment. And if it ain't feeling like that, then it ain't it, right? If it's not coming from a healed place, right, where we're being able to pour into ourselves, pour into the other people around us, pour into our children, right? If we're not able to have this energy where it's compassion, if it's not a compassionate, loving energy, then we don't want it, right? If we're not coming from a healed space, then we don't want it either, okay? We're not dealing with the unhealed versions. We're not operating from the unhealed version of ourselves, because we're healed, right? And even though, let's not forget, right, healing is a constant thing, right? Every day I choose to be healed, because today I could go back and reflect on yesterday, or the day before yesterday, before I was quote unquote healed, and I can open that wound again, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're constantly applying antiseptic. We're constantly applying, you know what I'm saying, healing our wounds so they don't scar up. You see what I'm saying? That's what that's about. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, at the end of the day, we want to continue to come from a healed place and pour into other people from healed places as well, and pour into ourselves from healed places, not coming from a place where we're lacking, okay? The King of Cups, right? And y'all, the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups is out here. So this is all about partnership, divine union, and things of that sort, right? The King of Cups could definitely be about overindulgences and things like that. So if this is like a past energy, you may have come from a place where you were overindulging in things that were not good for you, okay? Overindulging in relationships and people that were not fulfilling you, right? And then you were just always sitting there unhappy, right? Getting the shit end of the stick, okay? But it's like now you're in a space where you're ready for that divine counterpart, okay? You've healed all of that, okay? You're not dealing from a place of lack, okay? So because you have the Lovers out here, and you got you got the Queen of Cups, King of Cups, and you got the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands out here as well. So that you got a lot of suitors, right? And that's what you got. Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius as the fire signs, and then you have Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer as the water signs. So these could be potential suitors and things of that sort, okay? But the Hermit is always about, hey, Straight G 1979, welcome to the live. Hey, Favor, Valerie, welcome to the live. And Mark Coppola, thank y'all so much for joining the live, love. But yeah, the Hermit is all about, you know, going within that self-discovery journey, right? So it's like, that's what you going through this space where you brought that balance, right? And you went in within to decide that, yeah, I'm taking this time for myself, right? To know, like, because sometimes we don't know what it takes to be loved properly either, right? Sometimes we need somebody to come in to love us properly to feel like, wow, this was what it was the whole time. I didn't even know what real love was. I didn't even know that, you know, this is what it feels like. This is what it looks like. A lot of us come from broken homes. A lot of us come from like people where we see the unhealthy toxic shit instead of the healthy shit. So we don't even know what the real love is. You know what I mean? So this is what that hermit is about. Like sometimes we gotta go in to recognize like, wow, this, like what is it to love myself, and what does it look like, right, for somebody else to love me and for me to receive that love, right? But yes, y'all, I thank y'all so much for being a part of this live today, y'all. I just wanted to throw some cards out and see what type of energy we could you know, tap into or whatnot. But I think it's very relevant though, y'all, because, you know, it's about, you know, etiquette, you know, dating etiquette and red flags and things like that. And I can really say this reading has spoke to that in a sense of reminding yourself, right, to first of all always remain in this like victorious energy and this empress energy where you embody knowing that you are a creator, okay, and knowing that you are the magician and the queen of wands. Like you embody a lot of this royal energy. So it's all about possessing this confidence, right, and knowing who you are, because there's always going to be people, right, to try to convince you that you aren't who the fuck you say you are for whatever reason. There's always going to be an opposing force that just don't want you to be who you are. And so you got to stand on that regardless of what people think, because it, you know, it doesn't matter in essence what they think, because God knows who he made, and God knows that you true to who the fuck you say you are, and that you're in alignment with what he has for you. You see what I'm saying? So that's all that matters. But it's like recognizing your worth, your value, okay? Seeing your resilience, right? How you've overcome challenge after challenge after challenge, okay? You've overcome lack mentality, low vibrational energy, because you're the magician. You've overcome obstacles and people that try to stand in front of you and be obstacles and challenge you and things like that. You've been that as well, okay? You've pursued different things that were not fulfilling and all of that, okay? But now you're in a space where you've overcome all of that. And this is the thing you have to remember. It's like you're sowing the good seeds. You're doing the good work, okay? And justice is always going to be served in your favor. Even when things seem like, you know, things are not it, right? This is just a matter of like you being able to see the blessing in disguise, y'all. So yes, I want to send y'all peace and love, and I want to thank y'all so much for tapping into the live, and I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Mwah. And